Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Miracle, Mimi for short. If this is the first time seeing my beautiful face, you're welcome. You're welcome. So our today's video is from Officer Tanton, and it says Vivek Ramaswamy embarrasses race baiting NBC journalist live on TV. Wow. Let's check it out. I trust Vivek Ramaswamy. He doesn't take nonsense. Let's check it out.
Racism.
I think I will be better
positioned. Denying that racism is a problem.
I've never denied that racism is a problem. And if you listen to the response I gave to that black pastor, my whole point is racism has been a major problem for most of our national history. But we're getting close to the promised land that Martin Luther King envisioned. We're as darn close to it as we ever have been. And so what bothers the heck out of me is it's right when we're close to that promised land. Martin Luther King said it, I may not get there with you, and he didn't get there with us. But I think it desecrates the legacy of our civil rights movement.
He at it again. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is the night. When this video is posted, this will be the end. I'll give you guys some time to purchase, but this will be the end of the 50% off sale. If you wanted anything on Tatum Store, we got new mugs. I think I drank out of this one, but whiskey glasses, old school dad is the one here. We got a whole bunch of new stuff. Please take advantage of it. 50% off. I'm trying to put some merch in your pocket for half the price. 50% off. I will not do it after tonight or when this video is posted, the night of this video being posted. I'm going to end the sale. Everything is going to be back to full price. If you got something that you like, hit notify me when made available. If it's sold out, we will restock based on demand. We're trying to get all of our products sold so we can bring our new stuff out, and we will bring back old stuff if there's enough demand. So if you like it, don't pass on it and think you're going to come back. Hit notify me when made available. Also, I did an interview with Vivek Ramaswamy on my Tatum Plus channel. So make sure you go to TatumPlus.com and subscribe so you can see the full interview. And we'll play a little bit of the interview so you can see it. But anyway, let's get into this video. Like, subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, Vivek Ramaswamy still whooping them across the head. And they deserve every minute of it. And I don't know why they keep challenging him. And it's funny. The funny thing is that him being a brown person, right? You know, they're black and brown bodies. It's like, why can't they take his word for it? They act like he a white man.
Guys, like, it's so refreshing, so good to come across a young guy like Vivek Ramaswamy, that he's someone that is non-white conservative. I think so, like, that's how you people refer it, conservative and the rest. He's so just kill, as in especially his voice. People like him are so good, and the way they don't ascribe to compromising nature of most Republicans and others. Like the way he shot these journalists, and the way he shot people with his stinging responses is so amazing. Seriously, it's very, very amazing, and I admire him a lot. I really do admire him.
They just making up stuff to divide us up. White supremacy. What part of white supremacy? Like, what are y'all talking about? The most popular man in the world is black. He mixed. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. The most known person by name in the entire world, I would say the United States for sure. Michelle Obama, #1, Barack Obama, #2. Two black people, the most well-known people in the United States of America. What are y'all talking about?
Looked up what happened in 2015.
Yeah, look, I said this last night. Invidious racial discrimination is wrong no matter how it happens. But if a Washington Post reporter is asking me almost like a catechism, whatever question I said, I'm against invidious racial discrimination, whatever form it takes, but says, do you denounce white supremacy? It's incumbent on us for us to define what white supremacy is. I wrote my book, Woke Inc., and I've written about the detailed understanding of what the popular understanding of these terms have come to mean. Do you believe punctuality is a vestige of white supremacy, Dasha?
Look,
because if you don't, then you have a
answer the
disagreement
question,
about many
woman.
people who are defining those terms, or the written word, or the use, or the nuclear family. These aren't my words. These are the words of intellectual proponents from Ibram Kendi to the Ayanna Presleys to BLM that have said these are vestiges of white supremacy. So
He made an incredible point, and I would have got caught up in this because I would have answered the question and said, yeah, of course I'm against white supremacy. But he made a good point to distinguish, because they have him saying I'm against white supremacy, then they label everything white supremacy or white supremacists as white supremacy, and then they say, see, you against that, see, he against that, see, he against Trump, see, he against this. They start making up these words. When white supremacy in America today is, if a black man go to the gym and work out, he's operating in white supremacy. If a black man get an education and make straight A's, he's operating in white supremacy. If a black man dates a white woman and they have children and he leave his money to his white woman, according to Omar Johnson, that's operating white supremacy. Like, everything is white supremacy. The fact that black people commit way more crimes than anybody else per capita, therefore they're in prison more than anybody else per capita, that's white supremacy. You go to the redlining. Banks refuse to give unqualified black people loans. They called it redlining. And they say they were discriminating against blacks. Then you give every black person a loan, even if they weren't disqualified. And then they call it predatory lending. Everything is white supremacy.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
we can't have it both
this
ways.
is what you do, though.
We have to have
You
an
choose-
honest
you choose
discussion.
Straw man arguments. Last
This is not
night
a straw man.
You
This is
brought
not
up
a straw
Jussie
man.
Smollett.
She's not a reporter. She's arguing with him. She's trying to debate.
The best
Jussie
example
Smollett
of white
was the hottest thing in
supremacy.
news in the back of a fake
Yes.
actual attack on him that we have to contend with. This is actually,
yet you have
look at the
examples like the
federal law
Buffalo
enforcement's
shooter
data.
in New York just in
Cherry-picked.
2022.
You have other
but
examples.
you are also cherry picking when you bring up Jussie
So
Smollett.
I'll look at all of the statistics. More black on black
Absolutely.
crime. If you really care about actual crime against black Americans, let's get to the root causes of it in the inner cities of this
Look,
country.
the Anti-Defamation League
and
tracked a
people don't give a second
38%
care about
increase
that
in
happening.
white supremacist propaganda last
Who's
year.
tracking that?
38% increase in white supremacist propaganda. Do you know how? I want people to compartmentalize this just real quick. What is white supremacist propaganda? And how do you track it? And how do you know if it's trolls or if it's authentic white supremacist propaganda? When they say hate crimes are up, anybody can report a hate crime. If you think things are hate, you may report them as hate crimes, and they not. If somebody vandalized your house and you're a black person living in a white neighborhood, you may feel, because they just pumping it everywhere you go, that this is done to you because you're the only black person. You report that to police as a hate crime, they have to investigate it as a hate crime. They can't say, well, you have no evidence, you can't use this as a hate crime. They have to investigate it as a hate crime. When Justice Smollett said he was beat up by white dudes with MAGA hats on, they had to investigate it as a hate crime. And it was a lie. So if you accuse or you make reference to believing it was a hate crime, they have to investigate that. And therefore, they classify it that way. So therefore, you will see an increase in hate crimes, even though there's not actual, convictions or actual proof that these are, in fact, hate crimes. That's pretty much what that is.
The Anti-Defamation League.
Yeah, the ADL, I don't think is a particularly credible source
So
when
who
they
are
have
we
a
supposed to
cherry-picked
look to
information.
when we're talking
Look, she
about
getting mad.
I would suggest look at there's a table, 2x2 table, a federal law enforcement data, which you could say what you do. Maybe we shouldn't believe that either. But look
Okay,
at black
the
on Asian
FBI
crime, black
hate
on black
crimes,
crime,
the
white
FBI
on
hate
black
crime
crime.
statistics. That's a law enforcement agency. 59.
So what he was trying to explain, because she cut him off, is that if you look at the FBI statistics on race-on-race crime, black people kill twice as many white people as white people kill black people in the race relation murder statistic. Twice as many. There was I forget what year it was, the chart is in my mind. It was about 200 white people that killed black people, and it was over 400 black people who killed white people. When I say 400, let me put it this way because it sounds kind of crazy. That was 200 black victims murdered by white people. Let me just say it that way. And there was 400 white victims murdered by black people. So if somehow you're in a theology that white supremacy is the biggest threat, then why are black people killing more white people, twice as many white people as white people killing blacks, when blacks only make up a small percentage of the population? Why is the majority of black people who get killed, period, are killed by other blacks? 96%. What are we saying here?
9.1% was based on race,
I look at
ethnicity,
absolute
and
violence.
ancestry, saying hate crimes rose
I look at
12%
absolute violence,
between
Doc.
2020 and 2021.
Look at the absolute crimes themselves. What they classify as a hate crime is itself a political judgment. I think that when you actually care about protecting life, if you want to say Black Lives Matter, let's look at where Black lives are actually being lost. It's in the cities at the heart of other
And look,
black Americans and criminals
and that's
that are
absolutely
restrained by
an
the
issue that we
absence of
talk
retribution
about
of
as
the
well.
police.
But are we
And we
supposed
should
to
be.
ignore white supremacist hate crimes?
We're not supposed to ignore any kind of crime, Dasha. That's what I say. But what I see is a selective reporting. Take the Nashville Transgender Shooter Manifesto. Every shooter manifesto in a mass shooting has been released within 4. It comes back to the point of my candidacy and the way I'm going to run this country. Trust the people with the.
Do not worry that your rhetoric is pushing them away. There are folks
to the contrary. I think we're going to bring black people
right now
into
who
this
are
movement.
concerned about your rhetoric.
Well, you know what? I'm concerned about their corruption. If you had somebody who actually one of the most prominent black influencer the other day, what did she say? I've been black.
Guys, man, it's just so annoying when reporters act as if they are running for office or they're in charge or they have the right to see what they are supposed to say instead of them doing their job as a reporter or doing their job as a journalist by interviewing the person. I don't know why.
Of me is it's right when we're close to that promised land. Martin Luther King said it. I may not get there with you, and he didn't get there with us. But I think it desecrates the legacy of our civil rights movement, desecrates the legacy of Martin Luther King, that right when we get closest to the point of having racial equality and gender equality and even opportunities for people of minorities of many types, are we perfect? No. But are we as close as we've ever been? Yes, we have. To then obsess over systemic racism, to then obsess over white guilt and otherwise, we're creating new waves of racism, Dasha, that we otherwise would have avoided right when we're closest to having achieved what even the proponents of the civil rights movement would have dreamed of. That's what bothers me. My exchange with that black pastor about a week or so ago, right here in Iowa, not far from Western slogans, but by speaking the hard truth, that we've been imperfect in our past.
Love what he had to say. There's more to it, but I ain't got time to watch. I got to get on radio. But I agree with what he's saying. I mean, these people, they don't live in reality. They live in a fallacy, and they believe that somehow white supremacy is real with no evidence, and they want to project what black people are experiencing. I'm black, and I agree with everything he said. His rhetoric is not turning me off. His rhetoric is turning off dumb people. Legitimate people can say, well, it's true what he's saying. I just don't like how he's saying it. Be honest about it. But he's not turning people off. These same virtue signaling white liberals are the detriment of society. Black people aren't stupid. We could get IDs, and we, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of this stuff they just make up stuff to try to break us up off into groups. But anyway, shout out to Vivek Ramaswamy. I mean, every video I make of Vivek is viral. Shout out to Vivek. I think he's worthy of supporting. I see you guys on the.
Well, guys, she is just a joke. Like, she's a joker. Why is she getting upset? She's supposed to interview Mr. Vivek and not debate him over some unnecessary things. Yes, like how many other people do. I'm just so happy that Mr. Vivek is just so straight. He was just talking, saying his mind like his life depends on it. I just love the way he was just beating down the NBC journalists. And if you notice, her second was just quiet, listening to everything. That they were listening to everything that was just going on. Guys, this year coming 2024, no grief for anybody. United you guys stand, divided you people fall. This 2024, you choose someone that you know that will be able to bring America together. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Watch, like, and subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.